You're still watching the AM report. We take you back now to Freedom Park, a heritage site and museum where our reporter Ziyanda Ngcobo joins us live there as we see the remembrance ceremony set to kick off for 42 freedom fighters who decades later have been brought home.
Well, Naledi, we continue to speak to various people that are here at Freedom Park. I tell you the stories that are coming out. It's also quite the history lesson that I'm getting as well as I continue to engage with many people. One such person is 90-year-old Bob Alfred Willie. He was a part of the original Lutuli detachment in the Western Cape. In 1962, he went to exile in Zambia and Tanzania, and working very closely with the likes of Zola Skweyiya, Dennis Goldberg, and in actual fact, as he sits here with me today, he knew, Basil February, whose nom de jeu was Paul Peterson, as well as Bethuel Tamani. So let's bring in Bob Alfred Willie. Thank you for your time. I don't even know where to start because your stories are so fascinating. Let's start off with how you got involved in the struggle and the original Lutuli detachment.
Myself?
Yes.
I joined the movement at the early age, in 1952, at a tender age. The reason being was that when our mothers were brewing beers, these boys, they would come and kick and take and kick all those boys. Now that inspired me a lot into politics, because I was asking even my parents, why are they allowing their age mates to treat them this way? And they said no, they had no power to fight them. I said no, not in my time. So that is when I began joining the politics, being sent here and there as a child. Now, when my father realized that I am getting too deeper and I'm getting into trouble, he then thought of going back to his original home, which is in Transkei. Now, we went, as you know, you cannot leave behind when you are a child. Even there. Now, I started beginning to a new life. As a child, like any other child, I join others. Now, because when you not grew up in the area, you find it very strange when you are a newcomer. And I was being bullied there by the other boys and so on. And that also perturbed me very badly, because the way they were playing, I wasn't familiar with the way they were playing. As a result, when we were going to head during the days of heading, it is me to be heading. Then they are busy playing. Yeah. Now when I refuse, they start beating me. So when I reiterate, I could find that no, because they were used to the sticks and I wasn't used.
Yeah.
Now, I thought to say, because as a town boy, I used to what I know better.
Which is what? I want us to just fast forward to now when you are in Umkhonto where you're in this Lutuli detachment, and you meet someone like Basil February, whose nom de jeu was Paul Peterson, and you were just telling me before we went live about how you were sent together to Zimbabwe, and he was very brave, and you split up somewhere along the line. The kinds of operations, we don't know. What do you do when you're out there? What happens? Tell us.
When we were sent, we knew one another very well and trusting one another, because when we were back from the training, we used to rehearse what we were taught, wherever we were, because we were sent in different countries. Now, when we came back, we ought to display so that we know what position must we give it to you.
So what are you rehearsing? Military drills?
Military training, yes. You must know the ability you have. What do you have? What do you get from where you were? So that we must position you better if we know the way you are displaying yourself. So as it was, Basil was one of the distinguished guy and very intelligent guy. As you know, he was going to be a doctor, so I suppose. But then, because he was also involved, as we met, the first time I met, because they were just from school, all of them, including Square and others, Zola Square and Barney, Chris, and all that jazz. So we were so fascinated to get such guys because we were old and not educated as old as them.
Okay.
So we thought now we've got an arm, so that we are going to make use of these boys.
Yes.
So now that they are with us, then we exploit them.
Yeah.
So we did that, and we're very happy. So, as we were sent, Basil and Tamana was in the group where they were supposed to be going to Matopo Hills.
Yes.
Matopo Hills, before they go there, they must drop this Basil at the station at the Deti. Then he bought the train, according to the story. As he bought the train, we walked so many days without even food or so. Sometimes we used to walk with 10 days without food, no water either. And it was a dry season anyway. We were not blaming anybody. But because we were anxious, so, we were not bathing or washing, even the face. Now, Basil, his color is bright, is light. When he does this, probably trying to wipe whatever, and then you leave the mark,
Yes.
saying that, no, this person hasn't been washing. And I'm sure he was spotted in that way. As he realizes, this is what we anticipate. This is what had happened to him. And he dropped off from the train when he realized that he was spotted. And he walked along the road. According to the story that we had when we were in prison ourselves before. Now, he saw the traffic, the guys at the roadblock. And he just walked innocently. When he was close, then he started opening fire because he knew what was going to happen to him. So when he made up his way, he got in a motorbike. We took that motorbike and drive it. And the guy that were wounded, I think they made a report to say, hey, we were called, we're gorillas or whatever.
Yeah.
Then they laid an ambush ahead of him. When he saw that there's a roadblock ahead, I understand. He pretended as if he was going to stop, and he kicked the bicycle off when he was they were relaxed, knowing that this guy is going to stop, and he started opening fire. Then from there, then that's when probably he also fell in from that. This is how far I know. This is the story we have gathered, because as we were together, as we parted at that stage, we were in jail when we were told. Betwell, they continued. As they continued at the station there, because they were thirsty. There is a tap at the station of water. As they were thirsty, they were now trying to go and get water from the station. Each of them going and coming back. And then somebody who was monitoring the station realizes that some people are coming in and out here.
Bob Willie, I have to leave it there, unfortunately, for now. Thank you so much for sharing your memories of Basil February. I mean, there are so many of these stories just going around, and I guess part of today is writing another draft of our country's history. It's not the first draft, but someone like 90-year-old Bob Alfred Willie is one of those who has so many of these oral stories that we are now able to capture today as we now await the start of the official program, Naledi.
Incredible stories they are that you're capturing for us there. Ziyanda Ngcobo speaking to us in Freedom Park, and we've got